What's up guys, Chasing Lamy here with episode number 76 of Robin's Revival. Today's episode we are playing Burnley and things are going scarily well. I'm not sure I like it. Hit like and subscribe, ring the bell to see if we can keep things going positively, or just to watch me have a huge breakdown when things inevitably crumble during the winter kind of slump period that seems to happen all the time. Anyway, let's get on with the episode, roll the titles and see what's going on. So I thought we'd start things off with a look at the league table, because for some unknown reason we're currently sat third in the league and we've only lost once. I say for some unknown reason. A, we've not had the toughest of runs, and B, I think we've just been very, very lucky in a lot of games. But before we get into that, we've got a little bit of transfer news for you. And that news comes in two parts. First of all, I've sold Dominic Livakovic to Porto for £10 million. He's 35, he's starting to decline a little bit, so it felt like the right time to move him on. And frankly, I found a really good replacement, so it was an easy swap to make, and I'll show you the replacement right now. And that replacement is 21-year-old Argentina international goalkeeper Pablo Martina, who has come to us from River Plate for £7.25 million, which is a bargain. We actually made a profit switching our goalkeepers around. If I can show you a comparison, which hopefully it will let me do, you'll see that I've not made two... Let's go on to attributes, because I don't understand the hexagon thing. Look at the attributes. You can see here that on average, he's a slightly better goalkeeper in the goalkeeping stats. Slightly worse off in mentals, but that's to be expected because he is younger. And physically much better as a goalkeeper, so a good swap all round. But that's not actually the only goalkeeper I've brought in, or at least secured in this window. Because lined up for January in a move that's not going to confuse anyone at all is Thiago Araujo. We've got another player called Thiago Araujo, you'll remember, the left-back from Portugal that we signed. This is a Brazilian Thiago Araujo, a Brazilian under-23 international. He is 23 years old and joining us in January. He's coming into us from Vasco da Gama, who are one of the better clubs in Brazil. We're paying pretty hefty fee for him. So I don't know if it will show me the actual fee we're paying for him. It will show us. We're paying $9.75 million for him. So another deal that's less than Livakovic was sold for, and it kind of had to shuffle around a few things. But I think this is a really, really good deal for us, because if we compare the two, and obviously I've not fully scouted him, but I didn't really need to once I got the scout summary back. If we compare him and Martina from what we do know about the two players, you can see that Martina, slightly better goalkeeper overall. They're equal on mentals. They're just about equal on physicals as well. But this one gives us an opportunity to have two goalkeepers, two great South American goalkeepers who can lead us forward and compete for that number one shirt, which is what we're really looking for. So looking at what you've missed since we lost that game to Liverpool, remember our one league loss of the season, we beat Norwich 2-1, goals from Connor and Dembele. We then smashed Northampton Town in the League Cup, with 10 men, by the way. 5-0, goals from Dembele with a brace, Solari, Taylor and Cerna. We then beat Everton 3-1 in the league, with goals from Jason Connor and a brace from Gustavo Parody. We beat Leeds 1-0, we'll ignore the friendly, almost didn't, with Moussa Dembele getting an 11th minute goal. We did have injuries to Connor and Take Kubo in that game, which probably explains the 0-0 draw that we got against Aston Villa. But again, we finished that game with 10 men, so not too embarrassing. We lost 3-2 in the League Cup third round to Newcastle with a brace from Darren Taylor. And frankly, after the first half showing where we were all over them, it was just kind of all downhill. We beat Wolves 2-1 with Ruiz and Dembele on the score sheet. A 0-0 draw with Bournemouth, slightly disappointing given the rest of our form so far. But you can see what I mean. We've not played any particularly strong side since Liverpool. And then we beat Stoke 2-1 with goals from Dembele and Mancini, which leaves us where we are right now. Stoke, by the way, which kind of will show you how the league is kind of flexing, is Stoke are 8th in the table right now. They were sat in 5th when we played them, so I guess they've had a fairly easy run as well. I don't know how long we can sustain this for, but as long as we can sustain it, we'll keep trying. So, without any further ado, let's get into the game. Let's see the team lineup, and let's see if we can beat Burnley. So, the starting lineup then is Martina in goal, Pedro at right back, Obadima and Page at central defence, with Gallego at left back, and Didi is the holding midfielder today. Taylor Ruiz in central midfield, Solari and Connor on the wings, Parody as the lone striker. Cade Gordon makes his return to the side after his injury. He's not fully fit yet, which is why he's on the bench. Quaresma, Gianni, Dembele, Bjorkan, Lima, Easy, Konoplia and Kubo make up the bench, and there's a few players missing. To tell you about, Mancini is suspended. He probably would have started today. Mattiasinha hasn't really been able to get in the side this season. I might be selling him on in January, and otherwise not much in the way of big players missing. As you can see, I'm not hiding anyone unavailable. I'm playing Page at the back because I think having him and Ndidi in the team together is probably our strongest way forward right now. But obviously we've had Quaresma in the back four as well, so it's been nice to be able to rotate players. Is kind of what I'm getting at. So we'll submit that team and see what can happen. Jason Connor is lacking match sharpness, but that's not an issue because Cade Gordon will probably replace him in the second half, I would expect. In the dressing room, it's going to be a media who have given you a lot of credit lately. Go out there, put on a worthy display, and our standard things where we just tell everyone we trust them to make a difference and to go out there and make us proud. I've looked at the team sheet for Burnley, and Reinier starts on the bench, which is interesting. I'd have wanted him on the pitch, but maybe he's just there to advise the manager. It's nice to start well. We're hopeful of a performance, and Newcastle don't care, quite frankly. Let's just crack on with the game and see how things look in this one. We're on the telly again, which is always good, so you can see the starting lineups. You already know our lineup. Gallego, I forgot to mention, is starting at left back, I think. And there you go, you see their team. It's a pretty strong team. I tried to sign Barnes a few times, and it didn't come off. Reinier is, like I said, on the bench for this one. And Burnley start this game in 16th place on the table. If they could pick up a win, though, they could move up quite far. However, I'm hoping they don't do that. I'm hoping we can keep this kind of European place challenge where I don't think we're going to finish we should be under no illusions. I don't think we're going to finish in the top 4 this season. But if we can hold on, score enough points, kind of keep the momentum going and get ourselves into a European place, I'd be quite happy with that. Throw in for us, first time of the game after 17 minutes is Gallego to Connor, to Ruiz, to Didi and Page. Good ball forward from Page. Gallego heads on to Connor. Connor looking for Ruiz, doesn't find him, and Piatowski lays it off, and it goes to Page, who is definitely effective in the defence just because of his ball playing ability. Connor with a cross, looking for Solari back post, and Stolarczyk is equal to it. Saves the header very easily. We're going to encourage the boys again and see if this highlight goes any further. It probably won't go much further than this, but we'll see where it goes. It is going to go further. Barnes on the counter-attack. Obadima trying to shut him down, headed away by Ruiz, who probably should never be that far back, but I'm glad he was in that instance. And something's going on. We're going to VAR. Was there some kind of push in the box that I missed the commentary line for? I'm guessing there was. There's going to be a penalty awarded. Please, no penalty. Come on, VAR. Do us a favour. Just this once. That's all I asked. I've given the penalty. Okay. Martina's first real test then in goal is to try and save a penalty. He conceded 2 penalties against Newcastle, I think, and Hauger's put another one past him, which is not what we're looking for here. And Burnley beating us would certainly derail this good run of form we've been on. I mean, he's just put it in sort of top left bins, and the keeper's gone the right way, but not quite dived far enough, which is a real concern, I guess. We need to find a shot-stopping goalkeeper, and who knows, maybe the other Thiago Araujo will be that guy. Throw in now, though, for Burnley. We need to buck our ideas up, and Hauger, the goal scorer and captain, apparently on the ball. Bacharina through to Barnes. Sucic tries to get a ball away. Page clears it, and Bacharina now on the ball again. Baumgartner lays it back for Rekic to Baumgartner again. It just goes nowhere. There's a nothing highlight. I don't know why we were shown it. It's time to fire the boys up, though, because they need to start playing better. Throw in for us now with Gallego. It's been a pretty uninspiring first half as we get to the 43rd minute. Gallego tries to find Pedro and has absolutely no hope, but Ruiz has picked up a sort of dodgy ball. Solari has a pop, and Stolarczyk is equal to it again. And that's one of the better chances we've looked like having, I think. Carlson with a corner now for Burnley. We need to get this away as quickly as we can. Gallego gets in the way of it, and Another throw in for Burnley. They're looking like a really good side here. Barnes on the ball. Solari picks up a loose one though, and he's on a run. Counter-attacking tackle though, and Piatowski picks up the ball, lays it off for Patterson, who goes for the back pass to Stolarczyk, ball forward, and Didi there, though, in the way to block it. Parody could be through on goal here, can't quite get there before Stolarczyk does, and that through ball was a little bit wayward. Barnes heads it down to Hauger. We need to get back behind the ball now. Pedro needs to be equal to this. I'm not fully convinced about him at right back, and Baturina heads the ball over the bar, and that should be the last action of the first half, you would think, with half-time coming up on us. And Didi's picked up a booking, which makes me very, very scared, because he's very good at getting himself sent off. Much like Page, really, so that's not ideal. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the two players who had yellow cards, and we're going to warn them not to get any more yellow cards, because that would be a very bad decision for us all round. We're going to tell the rest of the team that they have the ability to make a difference and to go out and do it, because they do have the ability to go out there and make a difference. We just need to get more balls to them. We're also going to have a little look at half-time at our opposition instructions, see what the assistant manager wants to tweak and change, because I fully trust my assistant manager to make these decisions, and he tends to do quite well when he's called upon to make them. So let's go for the second half. I've got my eye on players like Ndidi, Connor, Gallego, and Parody for substitutions. Parody might have to come off purely because I think maybe the goals here are with Dembele and not with Parody, but we'll see what happens. Corner now, and it's with Taylor for us. Goes into the box, headed away by Baturina. Obadima picks up the ball, and Taylor back on it. Taylor's been a real creative force recently as well. Really done some good passing work. Pedro on the ball to Ndidi. Ndidi to Ruiz. Ruiz for Solari. Solari back to Taylor. Pedro in for Parody. And Parody can't beat Stolarczyk, who's been very, very good this season. And he was offside anyway. Stolarczyk was one of the goalkeepers I had a look at, and Pedro's picked up a knock, needs replacing. We'll do that because he's on a booking as well. That feels like a strong move. And I've got to start thinking about other substitutions as well. Connor's coming off because a 6.1 is unacceptable. We'll send Cade Gordon on and see if he can make a difference from the wing as well. Goal kick now with Stolarczyk for Burnley. We need to get our heads on this. I've taken Ndidi off and put Page back in midfield. Solari has moved to the left-hand side because Cade Gordon's better on the right. Quaresma and Canoply are on as well. So Page is going to get himself sent off here. I just have no words. I took Ndidi off to stop him getting sent off, and Page has gone and got himself sent off. That's breathtaking stupidity. There's nothing I can really do with that either, so we're just going to have to keep kind of going and hope for the best here. I just can't believe that's happened. And there's a free kick in a dangerous position. Carlson takes a pop and luckily puts it over the bar. And now we're really just fighting for a draw, which is not a position I wanted to be in against Burnley at all. I'm going to demand more from the team. Deer is on the ball, or Dyer, I don't know how you pronounce that name. Hauger, who's still the only goal scorer in this game. Baumgartner to Barnes. Hauger on the ball again. Canoplia picks it up. Can we hit them on the counter? Gordon with a big ball forward looking for Parody, who needs to score here. Again, straight at Stolarczyk, but it looks like he's taking the ball out of bounds for a corner. Can we get a lucky goal from a corner here? Darren Taylor stepping up to take it, puts it into the box. Ruiz heads it, and Stolarczyk once again equal to it. I thought we were going to get a VAR. Did that cross the line? We didn't, and Stolarczyk clears it. So goal kick for us then, and Martina to Obadima. It's 89th minute, so we are very, very much under the cosh here. And goal here would be perfect, quite frankly, as Obadima picks up the ball again, lays it off for Gallego for Solari. Neither of these guys had the best game of their career, but Solari puts it forward looking for Parody. Rekic back to Stolarczyk, who finds Hauger, and we could easily concede a second goal here. I went more attacking to try and chase that equaliser, because we should be a good enough team to be able to get an equaliser with 10 minutes against Burnley. Parody is through, and Parody just puts it wide of the bar. Oh, come on, Parody. Just one goal, buddy. You're good enough to get one. Rekic with a free kick for Burnley hits it to absolutely nobody, and Martina picks up that ball now. Quaresma to Gallego, back to Quaresma. Obadima now. Obadima needs to do something. Ball forward. I don't want to rely on defenders for creativity, but he had to do it. and Mbuemo is through now, and we could be in real trouble. Hauger, though, gives it away. Konoplia puts the ball forward, and again, Piatkowski is there to stop that. Yankov, Carlson. Carlson's got lots of space because Gallego really mixed up that tackle. And I just want this to end now. I will take a loss just to not see any more defending of the quality or lack thereof. Reinier comes on just to rub our noses in it at the last minute. And if he gets a goal here, I'll be very, very annoyed. Luckily, there's not enough time left for that to happen. It's all over. We've lost here at the county ground to Burnley. And it's not the worst thing in the world because we finished the day still in third. But even so, I don't want us to be losing games like that. You were not good enough. That was the sort of match we should be winning. The players are motivated. And I'm starting to have questions about whether or not I should have started Dembele or at least brought Dembele on. But I just had so many players underperforming, it was hard to know where to start. Hindsight being 2020 as well, I'd rather have kept Page on the pitch than lost Ndidi. But such is life. Such is life. I want to do, and I thought we played well enough to win. Or, congratulations to Burnley. Yeah, the dismissal was terrible, and I didn't want to bring Kubo on because I forgot I had him on the bench. Completely forgot I had him on the bench. I don't even know if I did have him on the bench. I feel like I would have had him on the bench. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, let's look at where we're coming back, shall we? We've lost our 7-game undefeated run as well, which is slightly embarrassing. So in terms of where we're coming back, I feel like to get things on track, we'll come back for Manchester City. Why not? We'll come back for Manchester City. There's a couple of big teams we have to play in the meantime as well. Arsenal, Manchester United and Spurs being among them, but Manchester City in mid-December feels like the right time to come back and see how our run of form is in fact going. So anyway guys, thank you for watching. I'm sorry I couldn't deliver a win after that run of form for you. At least things are going semi-okay in the league, so we might be able to be somewhere around the European mix by the time we come back for the City game. In the meantime though, please do hit like, subscribe, ring the bell. That was the car horn of Ring the Bell / traffic apparently outside. Thank you for watching. I've been Chasing Lamey. Until next time, keep yourselves safe and everybody have yourselves a good one. See you later.